Home Job. I'm Jillian Kim, and this week we are going to be talking about efficiency. Efficiency in homemaking, efficiency in learning how to be efficient. That's my goal this week. In fact, this is something that I've been working on for, I'll say, 3 weeks, is trying to figure out how can I be efficient in my home without getting distracted. So basically what I found is that a lot of the times I get in this rhythm of, okay, I've got a list of tasks that I know in the back of my head need to get done. And then I also have a list of tasks that I see in the moment, if that makes sense. So like maybe the baby spilled blocks everywhere and I need to now clean those up. So there's all of these little things that I get distracted by. So I started making a list. I have a little pocket notebook and I keep my items I think of during the week. I'll go grab the list and jot another thing down. And then what I do is I take that list and for the next week I make a list of tasks that I need to complete on a big whiteboard. And I check the tasks off as I get them done. So that's where we're going to start, and I hope that you will come along with me as I figure this out. And if you have any tips or tricks to share, please share them, because I need help. But that's what we're doing. I'm helping myself, and maybe we can learn something together. I know that none of my chores seem revolutionary here. I've got washing my walls, doors, cabinets, basically all the faces of things that we touch regularly. So I need to wipe those down this week. But what I have found is that these little, what do they call that, rudimentary, these little kind of small tasks, they really add up in my head, and it makes it kind of busy in there. And so it distracts from actually getting them done, because I'm going, oh, I've got so much to do, I've got so much to do. And instead of rolling around in my head, they are now on a list that I get to check off this week. And even, I will say, I write them down in my little notebook, and this is all I'm completing this week. But besides the things on this list today, I'm not gonna do it. I will save it for next week, and then I have accomplished my weekly goals, and it keeps, if I'm just constantly cleaning, then I'm too busy to do anything enjoyable. And one thing I do think about life is that you should enjoy it. So, oh, you agree? Thank you, Sam. So this is what I'm doing this week. And these are my chores, and this is what I'm gonna get done. Is a little electrical panel was not working. All right, let's see if that'll help us turn on the washing machine. Sometimes living in a little house is exciting. My husband had attempted to charge his Jeep, and that pulled the trigger, flipped the switch, whatever. So the electrical panel it is. But we found that our switches don't flip if something has been triggered. So we have to turn everything off and everything back on. We have not found yet which one controls the washer and dryer. So what a fun little surprise element to our house that we have. It's old, it's a rental, but it's very sweet and we love living here. wiping down these cabinets, there are these little white specks, which is originally why I did it. Why I decided that I needed to wipe the faces of my cabinets down. Plus, they needed it. But there's these little white drips, and I'll show you. And I thought that it must be for me. So I have been scrubbing on the faces of my cabinets, and they needed to be dusted anyhow, like I said. But I can't get them off, so I'm scraping with my fingernail, and it's the only way I'm getting it off. I even tried like one of those Scrub Daddy sponges, and it's really abrasive, can't get it off, only with my fingernail, and I can't do that for every single drip. And I'm just racking my brain, what could I have got on these faces of these cabinets that's not coming off like that? And I realized that it's paint. When they were repainting the house, like I've seen it in some areas, but what confirmed it, I'll show you the section, there's paint on one side of the cabinets. They didn't tape off very well or weren't very careful. And so it's on the cabinet faces, and I'm just not gonna be able to get it off. So I'm gonna do the best job I can to make sure everything's wiped down and dusted and nice, and then I'm not gonna sweat it, and I'm gonna move on to the next thing. Yeah. Cabinets washed, and I had not many doors in my house, so I got those wiped down as well. Actually, I only wiped down 2 of my doors. The rest of them can wait. The rest of them can wait, and it's gonna be okay. But the cabinets were the biggest thing for me. Hi, baby. And I got my doors, and I got the walls washed. When it turns over to fall, I am going to wash the walls in between the seasons, but just to clean up in a spot clean is what I did. And so I've got the cabinets, the doors that I was worried about, and the walls. That's 3 big things checked off my list, and I think we will have enough time to deep clean the bathroom. But I never want to clean the bathroom while this little one is awake. So I will be waiting until after she is down for her nap, and then we will go scrub that bathroom, because it needs it. Yesterday was quite the evening. We had quite the evening yesterday. My husband ended up in the urgent care for his knee. He was fine, but it ended up kind of throwing a wrench in the evening. And so I didn't do much filming, to be honest, for the rest of the evening. But I did get my bathroom cleaned, which was great, which means we have something else to check off the list. And then today my goal is to do a few smaller things. And then that should give me Thursday to really mop my floors. And Friday, I just will need to clean out the fridge and do any last minute laundry. So I feel like my list is really helping. And I will talk about whether or not, this is my third week, do I feel like my system is working? Do I feel like it needs to change? But we'll figure that out together. Hi, Boo Boo. Okay, let's mop. Yeah, Mama. It is Thursday morning and I'm sitting on my couch. I've got some more laundry going, but I also have a completely checked off, I have a completely checked off to-do list, which feels really good. My husband went back to work. I feel like I've really been settling into a new rhythm and a new routine, and I feel like my system has been making my life more efficient. So I'm getting more done, and I'm trying to take things off in bite-sized pieces since I've had a little one. And so that's been really cool to see, and it's working. I think it really is working. But I've noticed that because cleaning and taking care of my home has become more what I would call, in the efficient category, I have more room in my life to do things. So yesterday I took my daughter to the library, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get coffee with some new friends, and that's really exciting. And I also want to work on meals, because I feel like that's the area of my life where I am not doing a great job. My daughter is so little still, and she wants to be consistently a part of whatever I'm doing, which honestly has been one of the best parts about being a mom, is that I have this little person who just wants to be with me all the time. But it's also hard because she wants to be in my arms, and I can't have her under my feet when I'm chopping vegetables. I don't want an accident to happen, or if I'm using the stovetop, or even, oh, my camera is moving because she's using it. So and there she is. Here, you can play with your fan. It does, the fan's out of batteries, so she just plays with it. Anyhow, I just feel like I want to work on that. I want to work on the meals. So I feel like the chores, I've got a handle on it. I feel like it's a really good system, writing things down during the week and then putting them on a to-do list where I can see them and check things off as I go. That's really worked for me. And if you guys have any tips for me, please let me know. I'm genuinely curious about how you keep your homes and how you keep your homes running efficiently. But next week, I think I'm going to focus on that. I want to focus on how can I make my meals better while still being healthy and not taking up too much of my time, because I really don't want to spend all of my time in the kitchen. Thank you so much if you've gotten this far. Coming along this week as I got my chores done and figuring out how to run my home efficiently. I hope you guys will subscribe, and I'll see you next week.